Hello, sport fans. Tom Harmon on hand once again for Sports Vision's All-American Game of the Week. Our cameras this week moved to Columbus, Ohio to cover the big intersectional match between Duke of the Atlantic Coast Conference and the Buckeyes of Ohio State in the Big Ten. It was one of those big ball games on an upset Saturday, which saw 14 major colleges drop to defeat 5 of the top 10. So let's swing now to Columbus and pick up the action of the Duke-Ohio State game. It's a bright, sunshiny afternoon in Columbus, Ohio, and more than 82,000 fans begin filing in early for the gigantic intersectional struggle between Duke's Blue Devils and Ohio State's Rose Bowl champion Buckeyes. Ohio State still has a perfect 1-0 record in Big Ten play, but this afternoon they'd like to improve their intersectional mark, which already shows a loss to Stanford this season. The Blue Devils again are reckoned as one of the powers of the South, but because of Ohio State's home field, the Buckeyes go in a slight favorite. Here they come, the 1955 Rose Bowl rulers, the Buckeyes of Ohio State. Let's take a look at some of their stars. One of them is giant Francis Mashinsky, an All-American tackle candidate. Here's number 89, Bill Michael. Yes, and the one and only Howard Hop Cassidy. Onto the field now come the Blue Devils of Duke, banking heavily on their great line, anchored by end Sonny Sorrell, number 80, Jerry Kurasek, the nifty throwing Sonny Jurgensen, number 48 is scatback Bernie Blaney, halfback Brian Aldridge, left half Bobby Pascal. Dark-shirted Francis Mashinsky, number 79, and Ken Vargo, the Buckeye co-captains, meet with Duke's Jesse Birchfield for the flip of the coin. Birchfield calls it tails, and tails it is, and the Blue Devils elect to get their hands on that pigskin, partner. With the kickoff only moments away, 82,254 fans have crammed double-decked Ohio Stadium on a sunshiny, perfect football afternoon, hoping to see the Buckeyes revert to the intersectional form which saw them emerge the victor over Southern California in their last Rose Bowl encounter. But Duke has other ideas. They've got their own dancing Blue Devil right here along with them to bring them luck. All right, it's kickoff time. Duke won the toss, elected to receive. Frank L. kicked for Ohio State to Bob Pascal on the Duke 18, returns to the Duke 44-yard line. So it's first down, 10 yards to go for the Blue Devils. T formation, quarterback Sonny Jurgensen at the center of the line for 2 yards. Makes it 2nd and 8 on the Duke 46. Handoff to the left halfback, Bob Pascal at left tackle for 5, Jimmy Parker making the tackle. Pitch back this time is to halfback Bernie Blaney. And he can't get away and is thrown for a 7-yard loss by guard Dave Weaver. Punt formation now, Bob Pascal back, but the kick is blocked by center Ken Vargo. The ball is picked up by Bill Michael, who runs to the Duke 6 before he's being pulled down from behind. So it's Ohio State's ball, taking advantage of the first break. First and goal, and it's Cassidy, who drives over left tackle, is hit hard. There's a fumble on the play, and it's recovered by Duke's Sonny Sorrell on the Duke 6. So the Blue Devils take advantage of their break. Trying to pass from the end zone. The pass is over the center of the line, incomplete. Punt formation is Bob Pascal kicks, gets off a beauty coming far downfield from his end zone, kicking away from Cassidy. It's out of bounds on the Duke 48-yard line. T formation, 1st and 10 for the Buckeyes, as Galen Cisco hits left tackle for 3 yards. So it's 2nd and 7 on the Duke 45. Fake to the left halfback, handoff to Roseboro. Hens inside, left in, gets away from one tackler, dancing down the sidelines. Another tackle is missed, and he's off to the races for a Buckeye touchdown. And Ohio State draws first blood as they lead Duke 6-0. Frank Elwood holding. Fred Chris attempts the extra point. It's up. The official signals, and it's good. Ohio State leads Duke by a score of 7-0. Frank Elwood kicking off now for the Buckeyes. Brian Aldrich takes it on the Duke 25. Picks up his blockers, finds an opening, swings to the outside, and is finally dropped on the Ohio State 49-yard line. 1st and 10, T formation. Right halfback, Bernie Blaney in at left tackle. Good for 8 yards. 2nd and 2 now on the Buckeye 41. Into the center of the line goes Bob Pascal. He's hit. The ball is fumbled and recovered by Jim Michael. Ohio State on the Buckeye 35. Galen Cisco drives in at right tackle for 2 yards on the first play. So it's 2nd and 8 on the Buckeye 37. Cassidy charging right tackle this time for 6. Both teams using the T formation. Duke in a 7-man line. His quarterback Frank Elwood keeps it at left tackle for a gain of 1. 4th and 1 now, and it's a quarterback keep. Elwood sneaks to the first down. A big pile up, but he made it. 1st and 10 now for the Buckeyes on the Ohio State 46. Up along Cassidy at right tackle is trapped after a gain of 4. So it's 2nd and 6 now for the Buckeyes. At midfield, Cassidy moves in there, cuts beautifully. Drags 2 tacklers with him to the Duke 39, and it's a Buckeye first down. 1st and 10 now on the Duke 39. The handoff to the fullback, Galen Cisco, into the center of the line for a gain of 7. The Buckeyes are on the move. T formation. Jimmy Roseborough carrying the ball, following his blockers around left end, cuts inside, lowers his shoulder, and dropped on the Duke 26. 2nd and 4 now on the Duke 26. The ball carrier is Cassidy over right tackle, squirming away from tacklers. Gets forward for 4 yards, and that's enough for the first down. 1st and 10 now on the Duke 22. Cisco takes the ball, but it's fumbled. It's recovered by Bass of Duke. He's on his run at the 40, the 45 at midfield. Trying to cut back, trying to pick up his blocker. But the official, of course, rules that the ball is down on the Duke 22. The run comes back. T formation, 1st and 10. Handoff this time to Bob Pascal. Swings wide at the right end spots. Gets away from one tackler. Reverses his field. Cuts inside. Is dropped after a gain of 10, but it's enough for a Duke first down. Ohio State in a 7-man line as Bernie Blaney takes the ball at left tackle. Can only get a yard. 2nd and 9 now on the Duke 33. Quarterback Sonny Jurgensen fakes the handoff. Rolls out to the left. Passes downfield. The pass is incomplete. So it's 3rd and 9 now on the Duke 33. Brian Aldrich into the center of the line for a gain of 4. Brings us up to a kicking position. 4th and 5. Bob Pascal back. Pascal gets away his kick from the 28-yard line. Cassidy takes the ball on the 25. Back to the 30. Spilled and dropped on the 37-yard line. As we pick up the action at the end of the first quarter, it's 7-0, Ohio State. In the second quarter, as we pick up the action, it's Cassidy trying the right end position, slips, and a loss of a yard. So it's Ohio State's ball now. 4th and 5 as Frank Elwood back into punt formation. Gets away a long kick, angling away from the safety man. The ball hits, rolls back in favor of Ohio State. The Duke safety man lets it roll, and it is rolling dead on the Duke 6-yard line. Penalty moves it back to the Duke 3, where we pick up the play. T formation. Ohio State in a 7-man defensive line as Aldrich hits into the center of the line. Drives for 4 yards. 2nd and 9 now on the Duke 7. T formation. Sonny Jurgensen back to pass, has the protection, shoots one out to the right side. It's complete to Bob Pascal. Pascal on his feet, running beautifully, and is finally forced out of bounds after a first down on the 36. 1st and 10 now. Into the center of the line goes Brian Aldrich for a gain of 4 yards. And it's Ed Post in there now at the right halfback spot, driving ahead for 5 more. 3rd and 1. Ball on the Ohio State 47. Spinning his way over for first down, and a 3-yard gain is Eddie Post. 1st and 10 now. Sonny Jurgensen calling the signal. Fakes a handoff, decides to keep it, but he's thrown for a loss of a yard by Vargo and Michael. 2nd and 11 on the Ohio State 45 as the Blue Devils are on the march, and it's Aldrich this time into the center for 3. 3rd and 8 now. Quarterback Sonny Jurgensen. Rolling back. Field camera picks up the shot. The pass is complete to Sorrell for 14 yards and a first down. And the Southern fans in the Buckeye Stadium are cheering the Blue Devils on. 1st and 10 now on the Ohio State 28. Ed Post takes the handoff, charges into the center of the line. Is a fumble recovered by Cassidy. And the Ohio State 27. So the Buckeyes take over. Key formation, balanced line. Quarterback Frank Elwood takes the pitch out, keeps it, but runs into a swarm of white jerseys after a gain of a yard. 2nd and 9 now on the Ohio State 28. Elwood fading back to pass, has beautiful protection. Shoots one out to the left side, complete to Bill Michael for 14 yards and a Buckeye first down. So the Buckeyes turn the tables and they start to move. 1st and 10 now on the Ohio State 41. Key formation. Elwood rolling out to the right side. There's a lot of time. Fires a long pass way downfield. Pass is incomplete, almost intercepted by Duke. Following a 3-yard gain, we pick up the play. 3rd and 7 now on the Ohio State 43. Elwood again back to pass. Shoots one out here, incomplete. So it's 4th and 7, and the Buckeyes go into punt formation. Elwood back. Elwood gets away his kick. Right halfback, Bernie Blaney, waits for it. Takes it on the Duke 15. Tries to pick up the blocker. Tries to reverse his field, running back towards his own goal line. Looks like he may be trapped. Lowers his shoulder and is finally dropped in the 2 by Parker and Vargo. Following a 2-yard gain, it's 2nd and 8 now on the Duke 4. Into the center of the line goes Pascal at left guard for a 3-yard gain. 3rd and 5 now on the Duke 7. Pitch back this time to Pascal. He tries to swing wide, is almost caught in the end zone, but dropped on the 1 by Galen Cisco. Punt formation. Bob Pascal kicks. Cassidy waits for the ball. Takes it on the 38-yard line. Picks up his blockers. Swings down the sideline. Threads his way in between the tacklers. Another key block. Cassidy's going all the way, and he does for a touchdown. Hop along, Cassidy, proving his All-American ranking. 38-yard touchdown run. The Buckeyes are out in front, 13-0. Elwood holding the ball now. Chris will attempt the conversion. Chris kicks. It's good. Ohio State leads Duke by a score of 14-0. Following the kickoff, Duke drives to the 3-yard line. We pick up the play there. The Blue Devils smashing right back very fast. Left. There's a fumble into the end zone. And it's recovered by Ohio State's Bill Booth. And the Duke threat drops to nothing. Bill Booth in there now for Ohio State fumbles, and Duke, Sid Deloth recovers on the Ohio State 20. So the Blue Devils change breaks. The Duke players are mighty happy about it. 1st and 10 now on the Duke 20-yard line. A lot of quick action here. Sonny Jurgensen fading back to pass. Passes to Sorrell, complete to the Ohio State 9-yard line, and that's good for a first down. Line play moved it to the 5, so it's 2nd and goal now. Jurgensen back to Blaney. Blaney fires a pass. It's complete for the touchdown. Beautiful catch for the Duke Blue Devils, and they're back in the ball game. Sonny Jurgensen holding the ball. Jimmy Nelson kicking up, and it's good. And the score is Ohio State 14, Duke 7. It's halftime at Columbus, where the Ohio State Buckeyes hold a 14-7 lead over the invading Blue Devils of Duke from Durham, North Carolina. 2 long runs by Jimmy Roseborough and Hopalong Cassidy have given the Bucks their advantage. Duke scored on a 5-yard pass from Bob Pascal to Bernie Blaney. Nearly 83,000 fans are looking on as the band stage a colorful show in the center of the field. This is the first time in the history of the 2 schools that Duke and Ohio State have been matched in a football game. So it's a big one for both, particularly the Buckeyes, who are performing before another rabidly partisan Columbus crowd. Now, as our camera pans around the Ohio Stadium, the teams are all set for the second half kickoff. Jimmy Nelson kicking off for Duke, gets off a long one coming far downfield. Cassidy takes it on the 5. He's back to the 10, to the 15, picks up his blockers at the 20, the 25, the 30. Straight upfield to the 40, and he is finally dropped on the 44-yard line. Buddy Bash making the tackle. A nice return by Hopalong. 1st and 10. It's Roseborough at right guard, and there's a hole as he goes for 7. 2nd and 3 now on the Duke 49-yard line. Handoff in here again to Roseboro. Straight ahead for 4 yards and a first down. 1st and 10 now on the Duke 45. T formation. Elwood attempts the handoff, but is hit, fumbles the ball, and Brian Ulrich recovers for Duke on the Ohio State 43. So it's first down, 10 yards to go for the Blue Devils at that point. T formation. Buckeyes in a 6-man defensive line as Ulrich charges into the center of the line, drops after being hit by one of his own men after a gain of 9. The handoff this time to Bernie Blaney at right tackle. That's good for 3 yards and the first down. Another line play picked up 3, so it's 2nd and 7 as we pick up the play with Blaney taking the pitch out and making 3 more. 3rd and 3 now, and the ball carrier is Pascal in at left guard for a gain of 7 and a first down, and the Blue Devils are on the march. Another line play picked up a couple of yards as Pascal hits left guard for 7, and these Duke backfield men are really driving. 1st and goal now, and Bob Pascal attempts to pass, decides to run, is forced out of bounds after moving down to the 3-yard line. A gain of 6. Pascal in at left guard. Down to the goal line, and it's Pascal again, this time at left tackle, and he fights his way over for the touchdown. And the Blue Devils are back in the ball game, striking very fast after the second half kickoff. Sonny Jurgensen holding the ball. Jimmy Nelson attempts the conversion. Nelson kicks with pressure on, and it's good. And the score is Ohio State 14, Duke 14. Following the kickoff, the Buckeyes have the ball as Cassidy swings off right guard for 3. 2nd and 7 now on the Ohio State 47. And the ball carrier is Roseboro over right tackle for a gain of 5. Both of these ball clubs playing with everything they've got. Roseboro tries the right tackle spot, but is thrown for a 2-yard loss by Jesse Birchfield. Punt formation now. Elwood kicking. Gets off a long one coming downfield. The Duke safety man lets the ball roll. And the ball rolls dead on the Duke 24-yard line. Pick up the play now. It's Duke's ball, 1st and 10 on their own 47. Aldridge tries left tackle, finds an opening. Breaks away. Good for 8 yards. Vargo finally making the stop. 2nd and 2 now on the Ohio State 45. And it's Bob Pascal into the center of the line for a gain of 4. And a Blue Devil first down. And Woody Hayes doesn't like that. So it's 1st and 10 now on the Ohio State 41. Pascal takes the handoff, swings in over right tackle. Good for 5 yards. 2nd and 5 now on the Ohio State 36. Brian Aldrich into the center of the line for 6 yards. And it's a first down as the third quarter ends. Ohio State 14, Duke 14. First down, 10 yards to go on the Ohio State 30-yard line. T formation, Eddie Post at right tackle, in for a gain of 6 yards. And that Duke Blue Devil line is tearing the Buckeyes apart. Brian Ulrich this time in at right tackle for 3 more. 3rd and 1 now as Eddie Post squirms to the 19 for a first down. 1st and 10 now on the Buckeye 19. Bob Pascal takes it off right tackle, fights his way for 3. 2nd and 7, T formation. The Buckeyes trying to stop this running game, and it's Eddie Post as he swings through the left side for 12 yards and a first down. Bill Murray, the Duke head coach, checking the defenses. 1st and goal now on the Ohio State 4. Aldridge drives at left guard for 3 of those 4. So it's 2nd and goal now on the Ohio State 1. Sonny Jurgensen on the sneak gets in for the touchdown. And the Blue Devil fans are mighty happy. The point after touchdown was no good. The score is Duke 20, Ohio State 14, as the first play was Cisco into the center of the line for 2. Cassidy now passing, fires one out to the left side. The pass is incomplete, intended for Bill Michael. So it's 3rd and 8 now on the Ohio State 46. Cassidy again passing. Fires one down, Eddie Post picks it off. On the Duke 35, has blockers, moving to the outside, running very well, is finally hit. Spins away from the tackler, but is dropped by Galen Cisco. So it's Duke's ball, 1st and 10 on the Ohio State 37. T formation, the Buckeyes trying to get that ball back. Bob Pascal takes it over right tackle for a gain of 2 yards. Ball now on the Ohio State 35, 2nd and 8. Pascal again, the ball carrier on a straight shot at left guard. Picks up enough for the first down, but there's a penalty, and the ball is moved back. So it's 2nd and 13 on the Ohio State 40. Pascal fires a pass intended for post, but it's incomplete. Duke's ball 3rd and 13 as Sonny Jurgensen fades back to pass. Shoots one this time out to the left side. The pass is intercepted by quarterback Frank Thies. Thies threading his way back to the Ohio State 29. So the Buckeyes have the ball. Cassidy, the ball carrier, finds a hole over right tackle, but is hit hard after gaining 4. 2nd and 6 now. Buckeyes ball on their own 33. Thies, the ball carrier, fades back to pass. Can't spot a receiver, tries to run, is hit and dropped for a loss of 1. 3rd and 7 now as Thies again fades to pass. Shoots one over the center to Chris. An interference is called, so it's Ohio State's ball. 1st and 10 at that point. Buckeyes ball on their own 40 as the quarterback Cisco hits left guard for 5. 2nd and 5 now. The Buckeyes on the move, trying to work against the clock. Thies back to pass. Shoots one out to the side. The pass intended for Cassidy, incomplete. 3rd and 5 now. Buckeyes ball on their own 45. T formation. Roseborough carries the ball over right tackle, gain of 2 yards. 4th and 3 now on the Ohio State 47-yard line. T formation. Jimmy Roseborough takes the ball, swings wide to the left, slips and drops, and Duke takes over on down. So the Blue Devils have it. 1st and 10 now on the midfield stripe. Quarterback sneak by Jurgensen into the center of the line for a gain of 3. 2nd and 7 now. Duke maintaining possession of that ball, trying to work against the clock. Pascal into left guard, a gain of 2. 3rd and 5 on the Ohio State 45. Bob Pascal driving hard, spins away from the tackler, gets up for 9 yards and a 1st down. Line play makes it now 2nd and 7 on the Ohio State 33. Eddie Post at left tackle. Moves up for a gain of 11 yards and a 1st down as Duke maintains possession of that ball. Following a couple of line plays, it's 3rd and 4 now as Pascal attempts the center but fails to gain. 4th and 3 now on the Buckeye 15. Sonny Jurgensen picks up only a yard, so the Buckeyes take over. The Ohio State's ball 1st and 10 now on their own 14-yard line. Pitch back this time. Cassidy attempting to pass, can't get it away. Looks like he may be trapped. Swings back towards his own goal line. Picks up a couple of blocks. Still on his feet at the 10. Cutting inside at the 15 and finally dropped on the 19-yard line. Make it the 18. Howard Hopalong Cassidy. Again, it's Cassidy who takes the pitch back, attempting to pass. Shoots one out in the right flat. Passes to Ted Chris, and it's good for a 1st down on the Buckeye 33. Ohio State cheerleaders egging the boys on to beat that clock. 1st and 10 now on the Buckeye 33. Quarterback Frank Elwood rolling out to the right, going to pass. A long one downfield. The pass is incomplete, intended for Cisco. 2nd and 10 now on the Buckeye 33. Roseborough takes the pitch out. Tries to pick up a blocker, is forced to the sidelines and ridden out of bounds after a gain of 8. 3rd down, 2 yards to go. The Buckeyes trying to get back in this ball game. Hayes takes the ball, pitches back to Cassidy. Finally, it's a 1st down on the Ohio State 47. 6 seconds left in the game. Cassidy rolling back to pass. Fires a long one way downfield, intended for Jim Michael, but it's short, intercepted by Duke as the game ends. At the final score, Duke 20, Ohio State 14. So Duke's Blue Devils remain among the nation's dwindling undefeated ranks with a mild 20-14 upset of Ohio State. As the players and coaches on both teams congratulate each other, newspapers all over the nation are recording the Buckeyes' 2nd intersectional reversal of the season. We were beaten today by a fired-up Duke squad. The final score of our All-American Game of the Week, Duke 20, Ohio State 14. Football game, wasn't it? A very fine win for the Duke Blue Devils and a very tough loss for the Buckeyes of Ohio State. Duke, as we mentioned before, has a couple of mighty rough games coming up, though, so anything could happen. And especially so when you consider that this is very definitely the upset Saturday of the 1955 collegiate football year. When you have 4 of the top 10 teams in the nation knocked out of the undefeated ranks, you certainly have had an upset weekend. Notre Dame, Georgia Tech, Wisconsin, and TCU. 4 great football teams, all tasting defeat for the first time. Add to this the fact that Washington The only previously undefeated team on the West Coast also went down to defeat at the hands of Baylor. So it looks like we're going to be in for a great football season, although we certainly can expect more upsets. We'd like to ask you folks in the television audience if you'd drop us a postcard or a letter to compare notes as to our All-American team that'll be selected with Sports Vision's Board of Experts. All you have to do is drop us a postcard here in Hollywood and check out as to how your team lines up with ours. And this is the very fine gift we have for our All-American players as well as our All-American Coach of the Year.
Through the courtesy of Lanvin of Paris, creator of My Sin perfume and Lanvin for men, this beautiful set of matched Samsonite luggage. Samsonite is the luggage that is built strongest to last longest.
So next week, ladies and gentlemen, we certainly hope you'll be on hand for our All-American Game of the Week when we'll have the UCLA Bruins going up against the Hawkeyes of Iowa. The Big Ten against the Pacific Coast once again, and it should be a whale of a football game. Both teams have been defeated, but both are still rated among the great squads of the nation. Tom Harmon reminding you once again to back the Muscular Dystrophy Drive. We'll see you next week.